Hey there, so today we have another update. We're on day 3 of Denver. Well, today's day 4, but day 3 was yesterday. What did we do? So the guys decided to go to the Kirkland Museum. Frank Lloyd Wright exhibits. I didn't end up making it, but I did spend a lot of time waiting for a sandwich at Levin Deli in the downtown area, downtownish. Absolutely amazing. Like, that place was freaking slammed on a Saturday afternoon. But very good. I mean, like, they bake everything in-house. It seemed like every single person was getting cookies and brownies. If I loved that stuff, I would try it out. I probably should have just tried it out. But what amazing pastrami sandwich. Not traditional. Like, I feel the bread was so good that, like, they could have just gone with no toasting, but, like, they had to, like, really get a nice chunky char on their house-made rye bread. House-made pastrami, absolutely delicious. House-made pickles, house-made potato salad, absolutely amazing. Not cheap, but very amazing sandwich. Then what do we do? Then a couple of us guys, we went to True. Pretty interesting part of town, right? Like, we walked all the way from downtown there. It took about like 25, half an hour. That was fun. True. I wish I went at night. It feels like one of those breweries that, like, really, like, the metal theme. They go hard on the metal theme, by the way. It's metal music, all the decorations and everything. Some tasty mixed fermentation beer that we tried. And I had a 3.3% beer that was absolutely delicious. And then had their 7% just DuPonty tasting Saison, really delicious stuff. So a nice fun brewery to check out. Came back, regrouped, and then I guess I shot some reviews and stuff for you guys. And then went to Cohesion. So Cohesion, first off, location-wise, sort of sucks. I mean, like, we were there on Saturday night, pretty slow. Just like the location is just sort of like in the middle of nowhere, but what a cool brewery to check out. They had 1, 2, 3, I think 4 of their beers on tap. They had like an 8 Plato, an 11 Plato, 2 12 Platos, and then their Tamabe, their dark. And man, I mean, what a great city to be smashing like tasty small beers, right? We're talking about the 8 Plato was like 3.1% or 3 point something. Their 12 Platos are like 4.4, 4.8%, right? Like, super low alcohol. Love the side pole, traditional, just very, very tasty stuff. We all, a couple of us had, well, I recommended it, but a couple of us had to finish the tasting there with the schneet, with, like, it's like this much beer, and it ends up being like this much. It's like this much beer at first, and then ends up being this much beer, but the rest is all foam. So it's not all the way Maliku, like with all the foam. Like, a Maliku pour is literally just like creamy foam and a glass of it, and that's all you get. So pretty fun. And I even tried a weird beer from Primitive, like a watermelon cucumber beer on cask. The guys hated it. I thought it was whatever, it's okay. Then we did our fancy dinner. We went to Annette out in Aurora. I mean, I don't know what like accolades it has. I was told, but great accolades. Tiny little joint, delicious food. What was the highlight? I mean, for me, you can't mess up chicken liver pate, so that was tasty as all hell. But the best thing was probably the pork. The pork was absolutely amazing. I thought they sous vide it, but apparently it's just brine, and they brine the hell out of both their chicken and their pork. And I've never had pork so tender. Like, it was unbelievable. It almost had the texture of like fish. Pork chops, I actually do really like pork chops. And if I go to a nice restaurant, it's not always steak. It's, I like getting the chicken and pork. I'm blown away. That was absolutely delicious. So again, we're talking about like pretty moderate stuff, right? Like 2 beers at True, reviewed like a beer or 2 for you guys here. Cohesion, we were drinking 3 to 4% beers. Had two of those, 3 of those. And then the guys called quits on me. So, I mean, dinner was done dinner took a while. They were later on in our reservation. We didn't get back here till like 11 almost. And then the guys called it quits. A couple of us actually ran all the way to Bierstadt and were able to make last call. So I had another one of those tamabes, absolutely delicious. And then everybody else called it quits and went back. I stayed out and went to Finn's Manor. I had to enjoy another Pliny. And then I had to enjoy that Conrad beer. More Dodge, less Ram. Anyway, I've had the beer twice already. I should really know the beer. What a delicious beer, man. That's been one of the highlight beers. That IPA is so freaking good. And the fact that like I'm talking about it back to back with like Pliny is just like another conversation. So you guys are crushing with the delicious beers. And again, that beer is like 8%. So be careful with that one. But everything so far has been really like Absolutely delicious, and it's really fun that like there's a lot of your ability to drink low alcohol beers here is like really awesome. And I don't know what it is. It's either maybe A, I only really drink beer when I review for you guys. B, I'm like older now. C, maybe it's the altitude, but it feels like every beer I have is like a beer and a half of like what I'm familiar with. Like, there's times, I'll have a few beers because I review it for you guys, but it just smacks. Everything just smacks a little harder. I don't know. Maybe it's the altitude. Maybe it's me. I'm just, I'm an old man now and I don't have it in me anymore. But those beers just seem to beat up everybody. Like, and not myself. Like, I feel like, my friends would get beaten up too a little bit. Like, every beer just feels a little bit oomph than what I'm used to. And man, I'm super glad this city is not one of those like pastry stout / hazy IPA cities, at least from my experience of what I've been drinking, because that would just get us wrecked. I can't imagine sitting around trying to drink 8% hazies and 12% pastry stouts and all that nonsense. Like, I really do enjoy it. And it's really a pretty city. I talked to some people. The rents I hear is absolutely insane around this area, but it's really cool. Like the city definitely has this kind of like Portland / Brooklyn, Williamsburg kind of vibe to it. Definitely a newer city than I guess Brooklyn, but everything's like still developing. But despite all the development, it just feels so quiet. Like it's so peaceful here. It's a little bit scary. I make the joke that like every day here it feels like it's New Year's Day in New York. Like there's no foot traffic. There's no driving. It just feels very, very. It feels very empty for such a quote unquote crowded city that has consistent construction development. Like there's so much being built, and I find there's like not much like buzz. Like it's just a very quiet, peaceful little city. So fun stuff. So that's my hot takes. You guys let me know if I'm being offensive to Denver or whatever, but fun times. And let's see what today brings. We'll see. Until next time, cheers, later.